Hello, this is the lecture for Monday for Grammar and Craft. I am going to explain a little bit about what to do, and it won't be too long, I think. I want to help you play with craft today and not grammar, which was last week, antecedents and referents. Always trying to find more sophisticated and more graceful ways to communicate. And that will help you not just in this class and not just with these particular assignments, but just in general, trying to find more confidence in your writing voice, especially when it marries the academic world. I think sometimes we can tell ourselves that writing on our own expressively is where we get to be creative. But in the academic world, we have to retain a stilted format. And so I'm going to try to show you ways that you can be as dramatic and as compelling in your academic writing as any other space. And you might already feel really good about this, but I'll just assume that we're working from a similar place when it comes to today's, which is sentence variety. I want to talk to you a little bit about concepts and how sentence variety compares with that. And reading Lord of the Flies, when you think you have uncovered something simple, your writing tends to be simplified. That can be good. Sometimes the most simple truths and simple sentences that correspond are really beautiful and sharp. But more typically, as you discover a single concept, you'll immediately find a second concept that comes along with it that complicates the first. So in your craft assignment, I want you to complicate your own thinking. And I'll show you an example of what I mean. When I'm thinking about Lord of the Flies, I'm thinking about my assignment from Sunday, where I realized the island is threatening. The island is full of danger. But then, in the next breath, I found a model that revealed the island is actually a place of peace. The island is a place of joy. So how can both be true? And that complicated thought will give rise to good, complicated sentences or complex sentences. Or as I say here, when thoughts get complicated, adjust your syntactic rhythms. Adjust your syntax. Mix long sentences of declaration with medium sentences of explanation, with short sentences that convey power and drama. Slow down and grapple with a complicated thought before you. When you get to an amazing idea, push on that knot and stay there. And in today's task, stay there for 3 full sentences. So that's the goal. 3 sentences on a complex thought, and we're going to vary those 3 sentences in length so that you get to watch your idea take different shapes, 3 different shapes, as it were. All right, so let me show you what that means. 3, 2, 1 task. You are going to choose your most interesting thought from Sunday. So as you wrote your creative analysis paragraph, what was the best thought in there? Maybe it's a single sentence. Maybe it's a couple, but what is the idea that was the most interesting? Choose that, pull it over here to Monday's assignment, and write 3 sentences on that thought. 1 very long sentence, 1 medium sentence, and 1 very short sentence. The imagery, the prompt again was, how does the imagery reveal the setting and its connotations? So that's what you are writing about, but you're trying to find the most complicated thought in order to do it. You don't necessarily have to go long, medium, short in that order. You can mix them up. So here's an example. I'm doing this about Nikki Giovanni. I'll do 2 more models. The poem Allowables by Nikki Giovanni diminishes in space as the speaker finds their true voice, a voice that is tinny and afraid, and a voice that finally lands on the idea of fear. There's my long sentence. Medium sentence, I'm trying to understand fear. It is fear that drives the narrator to kill a creature who is innocent and quiet, fear that drives violence. And here is my shortest sentence, fear that perhaps drives all violence. Notice it's a fragment even, which you can do. All right, here's another example, this time with Lord of the Flies. So I had discovered that the island is threatening, and I want to try to get that out even more with my 3 sentences. I'm going to start this time with my simple sentence. And I want to be dramatic. I want to be bold. So I say, the beautiful island is a place of death. Now my long sentence, or my medium sentence, sorry. The heat is aggressive. The food source looks deathly. The shadows even creep over Ralph in a menacing hold. And now my long sentence to fully explain the thought. Ralph is gleeful and even forceful as he strips the old country and its customs from his body. But in this newfound freedom, the hints of something foreboding are rimming all the edges, waiting to envelop Ralph in the darkness whenever the moment reveals itself. So I've got my idea of threat, but I'm really trying to pull out, what is that? The island is waiting to attack Ralph. That's interesting. That's going to become really interesting as the book goes on. But then the other thought I had was about peace, so let me show you my model there. This time I'm doing my long sentence, my medium sentence, and then my last one is my short sentence. The island still moves, lives, and seeks its own objectives, however nefarious they might be. But here, there is a peaceful and fragile beauty. That actually is my medium sentence. I understand the differences between medium and long are kind of hard to parse out, but in general, a medium sentence is just two pieces, and then the long sentence is multiple pieces. So my long sentence, the sun is not oppressive, but honey-colored. The darkness quiets the brightest colors and allows gentle flowers to drink in the cool of evening. And my simple sentence, and who belongs there? Simon. So it's a 4-sentence, but so that's what I want you to do, is just really play with your rhythms as you try to uncover a thought. And you might find you naturally did some of that in your analysis, in which case you have less revisions for this assignment. All right, that's your Grammar and Craft assignment.